The Minnesota Vikings going to trade for a tight end in the NFC West?
What the? Oh my goodness.
All right, welcome back to the Onebar and Lupagus show. I'm Lupagus. Here's Onebar, who apparently is being held hostage against his will in a dark alley somewhere. Hopefully he's okay. But rumors abounding that the Minnesota Vikings are looking to trade for a tight end in the NFC West. We're going to talk this one out. Before we do, be sure to subscribe to the channel, like the vids, hashtag 8000, and also like Liftbridge Brewing Company and the delicious beers you can find all across the state of Minnesota. Onebar, what do you think about this rumor?
Well, first off, Montemita has me held hostage. I don't know. The ransom is not very high, but I don't think anybody's going to pay it. Yeah, I mean, the rumors, you know, reliable sources yet to come out. But Twitter, where there's smoke, there's fire. And a certain account has mentioned that we could be looking at an NFC West tight end. So we got to talk about it.
Well, what's weird to me is it's very oddly specific. An NFC West tight end. Like, I mean, it's not like this division's known for their tight ends. I don't know. To me, that was just kind of an odd thing to say. So obviously, if there is someone to train for, they have someone in mind. So I got every tight end in the NFC West listed here. Let's go through team by team and maybe try to figure out who this mystery tight end could be. But before we do that, I think you mentioned it. Why? Why are we trading for a tight end? Is this something this offense needs right now?
Well, yeah, we have Irv Smith, who has definitely had his issues. We got Johnny freaking Munt, who having a breakout season and being a future Hall of Famer. Yeah, I mean, I'm obviously being sarcastic, but tight end, it is surprising because tight end doesn't just seem to be a very high focal point of this offense. Why trade more assets?
Well, in the offense is the strongest part of this team right now. The way they're playing, putting up enough points to win, with their defense not playing great. Yeah, it's like they're hitting the tight end hard. So anyway, let's start with the Cardinals. They got Zach Ertz, Trey McBride, and Steven Anderson. I mean, the one here that would make you think would be Trey McBride, but that was their first round. I think their first draft pick this year, maybe their second one. But Trey McBride would be the one I would want here. Other than that, I don't know if we're going for rating Cardinals here.
Well, and I don't think I mean, if they're making a trade for a tight end, it's not going to be another Johnny Munt. It's going to be for a number one tight end. There's no other reason. We have Johnny Munt, who is a number 2, number 3 tight end. We have Irv. So if they're going for it, they're going big. And Trey McBride ain't going anywhere. So if it's the Cardinals, it's got to be Zach Ertz. He's 31 years old. The dude already has like a shit ton of catches this year. And that's what he does every year, year in and year out. So if it's the Cardinals, it's got to be Zach Ertz.
It makes. I mean, I don't. Has McBride done much this year? I didn't go digging into his stats. If he's or is he coming into it? I mean, so I don't know if they're ready to make that switch.
I don't know if he's been injured or what, but he has 3 catches. But Zach Ertz, I mean, they're clearly not going to give up on McBride. Cardinals are like 2-3 right now. They're not going to be cashing in the chips on the season, so I don't think it's going to be the Cardinals. There's one team in mind that I think it's probably going to be.
Well, there's 2. I mean, let's go with the Rams here. This one makes the most sense as far as the Kevin O'Connell connection. Tyler Higbee, obviously the big one here, the big name that he'd want to reunite with. You got Bryson Hopkins, but a guy who's also on this team that could be kind of that cheap generic option no one knows about is this Kendall Blanton. I think he's got some size, some speed there, rarely used in the Rams offense. So if you're looking for a kind of that money ball pick, that could be it. But to me, it's just probably Tyler Higbee. But I think from a Viking standpoint, I think you give a fairly high pick to get this guy.
And I don't see why the hell the Rams would give it up. So I don't think the Rams are on the table. I think Kevin O'Connell probably wants one of those Rams guys, but they're going to be in contention this year. So why would they give up any assets for
But I mean, are they though? The Rams will look pretty damn bad so far this year. Pretty bad.
The Rams will be there. I mean, they're not going to give up after 5 games. That's for sure.
No, they're not giving up. I don't even know. And who knows? Maybe the Vikings are going to ship one of their tight ends. Maybe Johnny Munt's going home.
Holy shit, Johnny Munt for a couple future first-round picks.
All right, let's go to the Niners.
I mean, Blanton has been a guy that I was just going to say, Blanton seems a guy. Again, I don't trade for a tight end if it's like a guy who's going to step in and be a difference maker day one.
Yeah. Yeah, so let's go to the 49ers. See, obviously, George Kittle. They got something called Charlie Warner, Ross Dwelly. Tyler Kroft is injured right now, but he is on their depth chart. So San Francisco 49ers, what do you think about these options?
Car just pulled in front of me and parked directly in front of me, so they think I'm losing my mind talking to my steering wheel right now.
Wow.
Niners are 3-2, right? Again, yep. George Kittle, they already said George Kittle is obviously not the guy that they're looking at. And I don't even know who those guys are behind him. So I think Johnny Munt's already got and Irv Smith are already better than those two. It's the next team that I think, if possible, is the one that they're sniffing around.
This is hilarious. Whatever your mic's doing, you have this great list going on right now. I cannot wait for you to come back and watch this video. It's going to be hilarious.
Well, I have had a couple
I don't
beers,
know
but I don't know.
I don't know. I think Matamita has numbed your mouth for whatever plans he has. All right, let's go to the Seahawks. You got Noah Fant. Noah Fant, Will Dissly, Colby Parkinson. So you're saying right now, what I'm hearing from you, you think this trade could be the Seahawks?
The Seahawks suck. They're not going to do anything this year, and they do have some decent tight ends. I'm sorry about my lisp. I swear it's my money.
Can you hear it? You sound like Mike Tyson.
No, I can't hear it. Noah Fant and Will Dissly make the most sense, 100%.
Yep.
Seahawks are wanting to unload. They want to get some draft picks. Noah Fant isn't the future there. Dissly, I don't was he 28 maybe? They're both guys that could step in and probably be the Vikings' #1 tight end right off the bat.
Yeah, and I'm glad you mentioned Dissly because I think he's actually the sneaky option here. This is a guy who does have some decent games under his belt. I think if he gets more targets, he could actually be a pretty productive tight end in the league. Obviously, everybody wants Noah Fant. That would be the #1 get here. It would be Noah Fant. Just his athletic ability, his hands. I mean, the guy gets bounced from Denver to Seattle. He's got Geno Smith throwing him the rock right now. So, but even though Geno is playing damn well, but you wonder if the Vikings would ship a tight end. I mean, Irv Smith Jr., is he going to be a piece of this puzzle? The Vikings already kind of decided they're maybe not going to stick with him. I don't think this new regime is probably going to do that. So maybe he could be part of this package to get a guy that, I don't know, maybe they feel could help them now and be more of their future.
Yeah, but, I mean, this is the last year of his contract. So Irv is probably, I don't know. We'll see. But I think it's going to, if I could have any of these guys, I think I'd almost take Will Dissly. Take him over Noah Fant.
Yeah. No, I was actually pretty high on Dissly too when I saw these lists, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. Again, this is a rumor. The trade deadline I don't think is till early November, so there's still some time for this to happen.
Plenty of time.
And who knows? Maybe Munt and Smith will just have glorious games coming up here the next week, and they'll forget all about this. But the fact that this has even gotten this far is kind of surprising. And the Vikings too. I mean, you look at they're very, very cash strapped here going into free agency, and obviously the cap is very flexible, but that's why I kind of look at some of these big names. I just don't know if they're going to bring on any big contracts. So it'd have to be a guy who's not going to make a ton of money either.
Well, they can make it work. They got magical fingers. But I do like, even if it's just smoke, I like the scuttlebutt. I like the fact that the Vikings are being aggressive. And you know what? I wouldn't care one bit if they brought in some big name. Let's go, baby. Sorry about my lisp. This family of six is staring at me like I'm lost my mind.
No, you keep your list. We like it. It's fantastic. So that's it. Vikings, NFC West tight end. Let us know what you think about this rumor. Any smoke to it? Any truth to it? Good luck, Onebar. I hope Matamita treats you well. And remember this:
Matamita is getting out a canoe paddle. I don't know what he's going to do with it.
He's going to straighten out that list. If you commit any crime at sea, you are considered a pirate.